The Vampire's Dream. The Vampire's Dream. People. I told you we had our work cut out, but this is the way we prefer it. Hard work, dedication on the Vampire's Dream. I want to talk about some interesting things in the world of boxing. Shout out to Tsunami, the King. He said for the East Coast this morning, for us, it's the Vampire's Dream for me. Ego the GOAT. Let's get it, man. We're just going to warm the mic up for a minute, and then I'll get to the title of the video. YouTube bugging with these notifications, though. Check out the latest content on the channel. We working. For the Vampire's Dream. Oh, see, this is the problem. I'm looking on it. It doesn't even show. See, YouTube is bugging, bro. How did you guys find it live? Because I'm looking at my own page. And look, it don't even show that we live. It don't even show this video. Wow. Hey, YouTube is fucking tripping, bro. Pobs. What email? The Vampire's Dream. You sent me what email? What are you talking about? The Vampire's Dream. What is it? What is the, when'd you send it? What's your name? What's your first name? I didn't get no email. I only got an email from one dude, John Tay. Is that you? I don't have no email from Pobs. I don't know who that is. A week and a half ago, I didn't get anything. That's why I didn't get one. The only recent one I got was from Pobs. I mean, from someone named John Tay. Yeah, forward it to me. If you can check your sent mail and just resend it to me. I didn't get nothing. But yeah, holla at me. If you in the East Coast, holla. The Vampire's Dream. Frost. Yeah, I don't know if it's sent. Like, you know, some emails be tripping. Sometimes it doesn't fully send, or I don't know. I didn't get it unless they sent it to my spam folder, but I don't know why. Unless it looks suspect. But what's up with everybody on the Vampire's Dream? We got to talk about it, people. A lot going on in boxing. We got to talk about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. He doing interviews now. Nah, he always does interviews. But we got to talk about it. Eddie Hearn. I know a lot of people want to get down to the nitty gritty. And we're going to talk about Eddie Hearn. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is bugging, bro. It's not. I don't know what they got going on, but they ain't sending notifications on. Yeah, just resend it to me. Maybe I get a lot of emails too, so I might have got lost in the shuffle, but I didn't purposely like avoid you. Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah, just send it. I got my phone right here too, so if you send it now, I'll be able to see. But Eddie Hearn did another one of them long emails. Long interviews. We're going to talk about it in a minute. I'm just waiting for YouTube to notify the crowd that we live. I'm not going to wait too much longer. Shout out to Reality, Truth, and Diversity Online. Eddie Hearn ain't going to last long with this attitude. Even DAZN doing deals without him. LOL. I'm done. UK fans are upset with these cards. Come back to Earth, Eddie. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about it. Like, this is like I'm not even trying to clown or anything. I'm just we're just talking about what's relevant in boxing. And I feel like how you said come back to Earth, I agree with you. Like, this is the thing. In my honest opinion, like I'm really trying to help here. Like, whether my opinion is, if it falls on deaf ears, it falls on deaf ears. I'm just telling you how I feel. You can't go to somebody else's neighborhood, territory, set, residence, region, demographic, whatever you want to call it, and approach it in such a like aristocratic, arrogant way. You should be willing to, you got to humble yourself, be willing to learn. No, I know it's you, RTD. Because you got the same logo, or it looks similar, I don't know. I just read it because you changed it to the whole thing. But I knew it was you. And see, this for the fans, he's from the UK. But you can't come to someone else's neighborhood. Like, first of all, you need allies in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say like Tekashi. We'll use him, not to kick a man while he's down, but it's a good analogy I could think of right now. Tekashi, he had started to gain notoriety, gain some traction, but he was beefing with everybody. He's beefing with Chief Keef and Casanova, The Game, YG, other dudes from, Inglewood and Crenshaw and Watts. His baby mama boyfriend. He's just beefing with everyone, telling people S my D and all this stuff. It's not really gonna. You have to. What you put on the net in the atmosphere, you usually get back. Okay, Pablo, I see it right now. It says, "Hey, ego." I got it. I got you. So I'll take a look at it and I'll talk to you. So you see, this is the thing with boxing. It's so boxing is such a thrill ride and emotional sport. People like click up and take sides and different shit like that. And what they do, man, my allergies fucked up. What they do, people pick sides and kind of go the emotional route and go off emotions. Like, whoever you like, you just side with them. They could do no wrong. But you got to listen to the gems that are being dropped. You got to listen to the message. You know what I'm saying? So like Bob Arum, I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's a saint. But he did that recent interview with World Boxing News, and listen to what he says and apply it and see if it makes sense. But people don't want to do that because, they feel like they got to ride for some cause. But there's a gem in the message. There's a reason people are saying this stuff. Shout out to my dude Kari. He know we talking text and stuff. And with Eddie Hearn, I just watched his interview with IFL TV and stuff. The thing is, actually, I didn't. Let me retract that, because the interview was like an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't watch the whole thing. I skimmed through it, found the part where he was talking about Aram, and I watched just that section because I don't have time to be, bro. Do you know how many movies are on Netflix that I need to catch up on? Like, I am not watching the Eddie Hearn hour and 40-minute interview, bro. They got this new, what's this shit called? I got some, bro. See, we gonna talk about it, people. It's funny to me because some people don't know the error of their ways. Look, the Triple Frontier. I heard this is dope with Ben Affleck. Right? Info. 2 hours and 5 minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes. I got it pulled up. This Eddie Hearn interview is an hour and 23 minutes long. I'm not watching that. Like, I'm not hating on the IFL. Like, I'm not saying it for that reason. I'm just saying I got stuff to do. Like, I want to see this movie. You know, there's other movies. You know, that's we talking about feature length films. Like, to hear Eddie Hearn just saying, and this is what Aram was kind of talking about, bro. This is what Aram was talking about. Like, you know, Aram did a Suge Knight in that interview. He's like, if you want to come to a boxing promoter, you don't have to worry about, you know, the chairman, executive producer, all in the video dancing. You know what I'm saying? All in the video. Like, he doing it. It's like he be doing these hour and 40-minute of damage control videos. You know I go long for my streams, but I'm not talking about like 3 subjects and making jokes and stuff. And see, this is what you have to understand about America is different from the UK. I'm gonna keep saying that time and time again. DAZN put Eddie Hearn as the spearhead. The first point of contact, point of sale for Americans was Eddie Hearn with this DAZN thing. So to the point where when Canelo and big people signed, people thought Eddie Hearn brought him on board. You get what I'm saying? So that's just goes to show you that perception is reality. So in my opinion, Eddie Hearn should have slowed down a touch and not rubbed Americans the wrong way, you know, with the Joshua Wilder banter. And the worst part about it is I'm dropping free gems. I don't care. You know, I'm not really worried about who sees the video. I always talk to people with respect. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm me. But it's free game I'm giving. But the thing is, what Eddie Hearns doesn't seem to grasp, and this was kind of what Aaron was saying, and I'm just touching on it, is you're from the UK. You're looking to set up shop and make big fights in America, like extend the brand. And then they have Rematch Room Italy and all this stuff that they're just doing. Cool. But are you going to Italy and disrespecting Italians, you know, and rubbing Italians the wrong way whilst trying to set up shop in Italy? So if you're not doing that to Italy, then why are you doing it to Americans? You know, like, you think it's a game. I'm telling you, bro, new media is here. We not taking disrespect from, especially against Americans when I'm an American-based company, you know? So it just, that's the reality of it. Like, Deontay Wilder is our American champion. Andre Ward represented Americans. I'm not saying they're perfect or saints, or if they get in trouble with the law, we just riding no matter what they did. I'm not saying stuff like that. But, you know, when people are like undermining them and, you know, going out of their way to insult, that's not acceptable anymore. You know, Tyson Fury, he's trying to roast the American. We get trash talk and all that. American, you know, that's part of the culture, like, you know, aggressive banter and stuff like that. But we're not just tolerating a bunch of lies, and you're not going to just bamboozle us and hustle us. That times like that is dead. And I think Eddie Hearn, like I said, he was the first point of contact, the first point of sale, and he came in wilding and had people feeling like, yo, what? Like, First, we didn't get Wilder Joshua, and then you getting caught up in your own statements and stuff ain't seeming right. That's not a good look. And you got to understand, even as just from a prideful, you're working with other people's money too. This is not just Rematch Room. If you want to do that with Rematch Room and your own company, that's cool. But you partnered with DAZN, so you representing them. So now it's making it harder on John Skipper. John Skipper is a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken. So the thing is this, now he got to stop time from his, or he got to take out time from his day to really babysit and set up meetings that you probably could have facilitated had you not rubbed people the wrong way. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was reported that Deontay Wilder, Shelly Finkel, his co-manager, and his team did not want Eddie Hearn there. So you have this billionaire who's already dumping his money. I'm sure if you have a billionaire, you probably made some good decisions in life, business-wise. Not all, doesn't mean every decision is a good decision, but you probably know a thing. You probably have a schedule. You probably have things you have to sustain and maintain. And because you've irked Deontay Wilder and his team, they're open to hear DAZN's offer like any proper business, but they don't want to work with you. Oscar De La Hoya didn't choose to go through you. He's like, nah, we don't need that. We going straight through John Skipper. So if you look at potential deals, big deals that were signed, what has Eddie Hearn brought to DAZN where they're not co-promoted? He just found someone out the Olympics that's a huge hot commodity, and he brought them to DAZN. He didn't bring Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua was already signed to Rematch Room. Anthony Joshua is not signed to DAZN. They're using his name, and people think he's signed to DAZN because they're using his name to promote, right? But he's not. Ask Eddie Hearns how many fights that Anthony Joshua must give DAZN in a row without fail, and see what he says. Unless he lies, you know. Anthony Joshua is not a DAZN fighter. They have his name plastered. They're using his likeness and all that. And see, Anthony Joshua, I mean, I can't speak. He make more money than me and you and stuff. That's cool. So if he's cool with that, but it reminds me of The Game, the rapper The Game. He was talking about G Unit. He's like, yeah. He was like, they would try to do G Unit photo shoots and have us wear the clothes and use our likeness and name and stuff. And Game was like, how much we getting paid for this? And they're like, nothing. And you're like, what? Nothing. So, you got Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo and stuff, and they're doing photo shoots, rocking the clothes, Young Buck, promoting, and they're not getting paid for it. If I'm Anthony Joshua, I need to get paid. You keep putting my name on graphics. You keep putting my face on graphics. You keep having these trailers and commercials. So I hope he's getting compensated for that. I hope he's getting compensated. You're not going to use my likeness and my image and photos of me training and stuff, and I'm not getting paid from it, So anyway, that's his business. If he don't mind, I'm just telling you, me as a person, you got to understand business. You're not just going to be using my picture and basically clout chasing me, and then DAZN has Joshua, Canelo, Triple G, and you using pictures of me and graphics, and I'm not getting no. So it's like a one-way street. I don't do one-way streets, bro. I don't do one-way streets. So that's that's a whole separate issue. But anyway, this is what Aram is talking about. Eddie Hearn likes the camera. That's cool. But he's not doing it. Instead of just being a student of the game, continue to learn from his daddy, learn from, Aram, learn from Heyman. And the thing is, he came in pompous. He came in arrogant, telling all the stuff PBC did wrong, all the stuff Al Heyman did wrong, trying to expose, I guess, industry secrets or, hey, but the PBC, they had this budget and they were buying time slot. Why are you telling media members and YouTube reporters somebody else's operation? That's some DJ Vlad stuff. You snitching on camera and shit, bro. Why would you do, why do you need it? If DAZN is what it is, DAZN's where it's at, then just tell people that. When the last time you seen me, like, you know, telling somebody, like, looking under the hood and telling, oh, this YouTube channel, this is how much they make. Oh, this YouTube channel, this is how many views they, like, I don't care about that stuff. I care about my brand. I don't give a fuck what nobody's doing, you know. But in it, this kind of reminds me of DAZN's tagline with the pay-per-view is dead. See, the thing in business is this: you shouldn't spend too much time of your energy focused on dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? If you better than someone, you bet. Like, Usain Bolt doesn't have to talk about this racer and say, oh, their legs, and he's just gonna show you. He's just gonna put me on the track, put them on the track, and we'll see who's faster. End of story. If DAZN takes over and pay-per-view's dead, we gonna see that over time. There's nothing that really even needs to be said. Like, for me, I don't even tell y'all what I'm gonna do most of the time. I just do it. But Eddie Hearn, you know, he's like, oh, PBC, they lost money. Oh, PBC, they had a buy time slot. What? Who cares? What does that have to do with you? And regardless of that, PBC already went through those times, right? They already passed those times. And now they're probably in the position where they're making money, you know, in the position where they're getting new deals with Fox. So they don't have to buy time slots. So you just last year spent all this energy talking about the next man's operation in America, you know, going against the grain, creating enemies as opposed to bridging gaps, or just doing your own thing and then competing on that level. Oh yeah, they were buying time slots. Well, guess what? They're with Fox now and they're not buying time slots. Fox lost the UFC, had a budget, had money. Al Heyman sold up a deal, and we've already gotten a couple good fights from it. You know, Keith Thurman, Jose Cito, a pay-per-view with Spence Garcia, and they've been doing a good job. I like the inside the PBC thing they're doing. They got someone who's, you know, a reporter, Mike Coppinger, and he's giving like inside drops and look, you know, they doing their thing. They got Caleb Plant's girl. I think she's doing some hosting stuff with Premier Boxing Champs and Fox. So, you know, so far so good. So that's what happens when you start focusing on the wrong stuff. And that's what I think. Eddie Hearn liked the camera a lot. You know, instead of being like, man, how are we going to take this DAZN up? You know, we got to do this. How are we going to get to the next level? He's kind of focused in on some of the wrong stuff, like bad mouthing the competition to show you. And you're not in a position to do that because you're in a different position. You're not doing pay-per-view. You're with DAZN, which is new and not established. You know, I'm not saying you got to let someone bully you, but Bob Arum, he talking his shit, but he's with a company that's already established. So he's kind of in the lead. You know, PBC, they're not buying time slots. They're with established companies, Fox and Showtime. So, you know, if they do say something, then you kind of just have to take it on the chin and then, you know, exact your revenge by beating them, you know, competition-wise. You know, that's why I don't focus on. I know I talk about old media, but I best believe I'm not losing no sleep over old media. You know, I'm not like not going to a fight because old media is gonna be there. I'm at whatever fight I want to go to. You don't never see me, oh, I'm not going to that fight. Old media is going to be there. You don't see me doing that. I go to whatever fight I want to apply to that the fans want me to be at. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not losing sleep over this. So I just feel like Eddie Hearn, his approach, like you just look at his approach to America. How do you come to America, you know, open up office? That's cool. There's a lot of people who come from foreign lands. This is the land of opportunity, home of the brave. There's a lot of money here. We all know this. Americans don't care, you know. Go to New York. Go find a halal or like deli that's owned by someone who's like American. It's not, you know, it's not gonna be every deli you go to, every bodega you go to is owned by someone who originates and their family originates from America. So that getting money in America, that ain't nothing. You know, there's a ton of Cuban fighters that come up. We welcome all that. But you got to show respect, you know. You got to check in. Hey, Kari's tripping. Yeah, never mind. I don't even want to say nothing. But, you know, that's what it is. Like, see, you can't get so consumed in the rat race and the competition that you aren't hitting on all cylinders and doing what you're actually supposed to be doing, which is the business perspective, the promoting. And this is some of the things that I don't know if Eddie Hearn really is cognizant of. You're doing, see, this, bro, I'm about to go in, man. I'm Ego Valley. Y'all got me fucked up. Listen, smash the like button. Here's my point. One thing that Eddie Hearn is failing to realize is you are trying to break into the American market. I keep saying this. Like the proverb goes, when in Rome, do as Romans do. He's not doing that. He's staying inside of comfort zones. You're staying, Joshua too, staying inside of comfort zones. You'll give, you'll give old media or UK media backstage access to you, let you talk to, but you don't want to deal with the American media because they got some words for you and they want, they got questions. Same thing with Eddie Hearn. You doing an interview with IFL TV, that's cool. That's, but they can't save you. You understand what I'm talking about? They can't save you. Here's why. The Zone is not available in the UK. So no matter IFL, let's say they do these hour-and-a-half interviews with IFL, that's going out to their subscriber base, which I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I would definitely say a lot of their, the demographic that they hit is probably their immediate area, which is the UK. My immediate area is the USA. YouTube has extensive analytics. I check it frequently. There's never been a month where the Philippines, Australia, the UK has ever trumped America on my YouTube analytics. And I've been doing this for years. So I would venture to say that's probably the same thing. Same for Dante, Ellie. You're an American-based company, and you so Ellie's in Robert Garcia's an American gym every fucking day. Where you think the hits are coming? I'm not saying he don't get traffic from Mexico or other places, Australia, but I'm saying his immediate market is America, and I guarantee you, him or Dante or anybody, it's gonna show. So here's the thing. Eddie Hearn doing 2-hour feature films, interviews or whatever, which is cool, but you got to come talk to American media. That's where you need to improve. You're not talking to Big Ego, Big Draco. You're not talking to big YouTubers from America. So the UK can't save you in this business venture because the UK, like I said, doing interviews with IFL, that's what you always did. That's a comfort zone, So you gave them an hour-and-a-half interview, and that's cool. But you listen to the conversation, it's jovial. It's like Eddie Hearn says something. Oh, Bob Arum's an old fart, says blah, blah. He. You hear laughing and stuff. American media might not laugh at that joke. British humor is different than American humor, right? The questions might be different. So, the thing is, I like, there's a movie called Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Beast. Arnold was a beast back in his Mr. Olympia days, right? And he was saying bodybuilding, I like it for the challenge and blah, blah, blah. And it's like a sculptor. He said it's like sculptor. He said if I have really big back and really big pecs and biceps, but then my legs are lacking, he said it's like a sculptor. I would look at that and be like, oh, more clay on the legs, add to the legs, So you sculpt this perfect physique, so to speak, just like a sculptor would add more, take away, stuff like that in bodybuilding. Eddie Hearn's already relevant in the UK. He's already a known factor in the UK. But guess what? DAZN is an American company that you promoted or that you're partnered with or an ambassador for. That's why I said the UK can't help you because you have to sell to Americans. So when you see like IFL interviews, it could have 5,000 likes. That's great. But that's 5,000 people that can't pay $20 a month to help you, to get them DAZN numbers up. Do you dig what I'm saying? I'm not, and that you know, that might be a little bit off because I'm not saying IFL don't have no American subscribers. You know, I'm not saying they don't have 0 American subscribers, but you guys get what I'm saying. You know, so that's what men lie, women lie, numbers don't. That's why you see in the comments section, it'll trick you. Because you look at it like if he's with Sky on a Sky Sports video, IFL, or a UK-based company, they were like, yeah, DAZN's a great deal. This is amazing. It's just $100. I would pay £200 for that. It sounds good, but you're not paying £200 for it. You know why? Because DAZN is not available in your area because they use Sky Sports to charge y'all pay-per-view. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you usually operate and improve on the areas you're weak in. Like Arnold said in Pumping Iron, if my legs and quads is looking weak, then that's the focus. I got to get them stronger. My pecs are already there. My traps are already filled. You know, my bicep, I'm already looking good there. That's why, you know how they say don't skip leg day? Eddie Hearn, he's skipping leg day. His leg day is America. That's what you have to conquer. That's your new challenge. That's your new baby. You're already good in the UK. They got you. But DAZN, like I said, the UK can't help you with that. This is a brand new venture. UK can't help you succeed now, you know, in that capacity. And then in the interview, he even said, he's like, oh, they think we're selling tickets out of the UK. Okay, you're not selling them out of the UK. That's what's up. So let's see how many Americans are at your events. That's what I'm saying. America, we're not taking no disrespect. I promise you. I'm leading people to the promised land. You got to give respect. Competition is great. You know, I don't care. I don't work for PBC, Fox, Showtime. I don't work for ESPN. I have an affiliate thing with ESPN, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I could say what I got full creative control on what I'm trying to do. I'll help anyone, but you got to come correct. You know, I'm here for boxing more than I'm here for Arum or Heyman or Eddie Hearns. I don't care about individuals. I care about this sport that I'm in. And I hope no one don't ever forget that. I'm here to uplift boxing. If you're doing right by the people, then you got my vote. But like I said, Eddie Hearn playing with matches, playing with fire because he's playing a dangerous game. The market, you trying to taunt us. You know, play these games and do these IFL interviews. It's not a game. Nobody taking it as a game except for people in the UK, maybe. You know, you do an hour and a half interviews. This is what Aaron was talking about. You're doing feature film like interviews that are mostly being consumed and swallowed up by the UK, not Americans. Americans ain't buying what you're saying. Like when you saying like outlandish stuff. So it's cool. Like, you know, you and the interviewer tea and crumpets and sniggling and giggling. That's cool. That's what's up. But America got some questions for you too. You got to come holler at Americans. You got to come holler at us. You know? And again, like that, he's staying in the comfort zone right there. You know? There's and then you look at it, DAZN, there's a reason why does a billionaire have to meet up with Wilder? Like most people, like me, I'm trying to get there, you know, where I don't have to cover every fight if I don't want to. I can send someone, you know. Why is a billionaire got to meet up with Wilder? It's because the goofy shit you doing. I don't think Wilder just had this, he just came out the womb and had this inherent beef with Eddie Hearn. I don't think he hates Eddie Hearn either, even to this day. But you can piss people off and make them where they don't want to do business with you. You know, like I ain't fucking with him. And that's what they did. You got a billionaire who has to take time out of his day to meet up with Wilder because you couldn't close the deal. Because you couldn't, you fucked them over or whatever to the point where they didn't want you in there, you know? And then you look at it, DAZN, they raising the prices. What have you brought over? Like, name a fighter who's not, that you didn't already have, that doesn't have another promoter. So you don't, because the reason is Usyk has another promoter. So that's a cross promotion. That means DAZN ain't the sole entity reaping all the benefits. Like, bro, I'm the Frank Lucas of this boxing shit. Frank Lucas cut out the middleman, went straight to the plug. He went to the poppy fields in Vietnam to get the dope to ship back in the body. They allege they stuffed them in the bodies of dead soldiers to smuggle it in. We cutting out all middlemans. If you co-promoting, then that means you have to share the money. Because the promoter, Rock Nation, Thompson Promotion, or whoever, Dimitri Salida, or whoever Gerald Miller and them is signed to, these different promoters, Maurice Hooker's with Rock Nation. You got to split the pie. There's no way DAZN is gonna get 100. Is no way the fighters that are co-promoted, DAZN is just a deal, an agreement with DAZN and the fighter. The only way that applies is like Canelo, Demetrius Andrade. Those are exclusive DAZN fighters. We some American gangsters, I told y'all, Frank Lucas, minus the mink. So those co-promotional Usyks and stuff, that's cool, but you got to split that money. I mean, I'm not dumb. I hope you don't think that. I hope nobody think that, you know what I'm saying? You got to split that money. Maurice Hooker, Daniel Roman, he with Thompson. I get the emails from Thompson. And guess what? He was on Errol Spence card before he even signed to DAZN. So, Daniel Roman and all these guys, like, that's all co-promotion. Even Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer's with Lou DiBella. So you got to split that money. So who did you bring now that we got that? Name somebody that Eddie Hearn brought to DAZN that he didn't already have, that he acquired, that is exclusive to DAZN with no other promoter. Now, let me know. He already had Anthony Joshua, so you can't say him. Maurice Hooker is co-promoted by Rock Nation. Daniel Roman, he's with Thompson Boxing. Gerald Big Baby Miller already had a promoter. I think it's Salida Promotions or somebody, or Greg Cohen Promotions, one of them, somebody. All right. So who did he bring over? Like Golden Boy, they brought their Golden Goose, Cash Cow Canelo, and he's exclusive to DAZN. So that's a good look and incentive for Golden Boy, because Canelo, he's the one involved in big fights, And then on top of it, people like Wilder, they didn't want you involved in it. It's just not a good look. And Eddie Hearn, like I said, he's just doing interviews and stuff like that in an hour and a half. And those interviews are mostly appeasing people that already support you. You have to garner the faith, and people have to respect your integrity in America, because that's where your office is, and that's what you're trying to set up shop for. You see, that's what I'm saying. You trying to impress. I'm gonna tell you a story. I had a manager named Brian, and he told this story. He said he used to work with his dad. They had it was like an auto parts store, right? And he said his dad, gave him a job, and there'd be people in the store, right? People in the auto body store looking for parts. Hey, I need some help, blah, blah, blah. But anytime the phone rang, he said his dad told him to answer all the questions on the phone, And then he was young. So the manager, Brian, said, but Dad, there's 5 people already here, and some of them have questions. Why do you want me to be on the phone and answer these questions? Shouldn't I just call them back? You know what his dad told him? His dad told him, those 5 people, son, they already spent the time. They've already made the commitment to drive down to the store, and they're already here. They're already in the store. Versus the person on the phone, we're trying to get them into the store. So you attend to them, because these people here, obviously you want to do it as promptly as possible and, try to service both of them. But you got to get the people on the phone and convert them to make them want to come down. Yeah, we have the part. Yeah, we sell tires. Okay, we have this. Yeah, come right on down. We'll change your headlight, right? Because you're trying to get the person on the phone to actually commit to come down to be in your store. The 5 people who are in the store that may have questions, they've already made that commitment. The reason I brought up that analogy that my manager once told me is because it's the same thing. Just like the guy's dad told him, easy work. And it's a big one. Mr. Lord Wall, I got you. Just give me 1 second. I got to finish this point. The reason I brought this up for you guys is simple. You attend to the person on the phone because you're trying to get them to come into the store. You're trying to convert them, make them a customer. Yeah, we got the headlight. Come down. Yeah, we have the motor oil you need, blah, blah, blah. People in the store, they've already at least spent the gas to come there, and they're in there. So, you try to get to them. That's the same thing with Eddie Hearn. That's the same thing with Eddie Hearn. You already have the loyalty of the UK fans. They already know you. They know who you are, and they like you. That's good. Now you got to convert the American fans. And I think a lot of what he's doing is not doing that. It's not converting American fans into supporters of what he's doing. And, it's a trickle-down effect. You're linked with DAZN, and that's the impression people are having. It's not really a good thing. That's why you see them raising the prices. Now, give some claps up for Mr. Lord Wall. He just dropped a wild berry Skittle. That looked like wild berry Skittles to me. Wow. $50. Crazy. Don DeMarco, Marco. He get that Don DeMarco. I appreciate your hard work. When I want to catch up on the latest, I go to the greatest. I appreciate you. We need to give him some more props because that's what helps the channel, in a major way. I know everyone, not everyone has it like that where they can do stuff. So we definitely got to celebrate the people who take the time to, encourage the channel. I need more claps than that, I know we don't have a packed house right now because YouTube ain't sending no notifications. But y'all got to show him some love with some clap emojis. Shout out to you again, Mr. Lord. My dude Kari says the fool is turning Americans against him. That's what he has been the best at so far. That's what I'm saying. And we're all Americans. Well, not all of us, but I know you're American because you're my dude, And that's what I'm saying. And you have the opinion of just 2 Americans right then and there, and we both see it. You get what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I feel like Eddie Hearn needs to slow down a touch because you creating, you making, he keeps saying that Top Rank, he got a good relationship with Top Rank. It don't sound like it because Bob Arum been shredding you. You know what I'm saying? How you going to say, like, imagine me saying, oh yeah, I got a good ass relationship with J-Bo. And then you read a headline, it was like, J-Bo says Boxingego fucking it all up. That don't sound accurate. You talking about, oh yeah, I'm cool with all them Top Rank guys. It don't sound like it because Bob Arum ain't pulling no punches. He been going off lately on you. And like I said, I don't always agree with Bob. Bob, he's not no saint. But he's been in the business, and what he's saying, I agree with a lot of what he's saying. He said, why do I keep calling Eddie Arrow? I just did an Arrow video. Excuse me. I just did an Arrow video. But anyway, he said the same thing. He's like, they spending ridiculous money on shows and nobody has DAZN. Right? I agree with that. I don't have DAZN right now. I told you I have no problem getting DAZN. But I'm not just going to buy something because it's about boxing if it doesn't benefit me. It has to be a value. I'm not going to give them $100 and then I can't watch 60% of the fights because they schedule it and I'm at Earl Spence versus Mikey Garcia or Crawford Khan, or I'm going to Deontay Wilder versus Brazil because that's what you guys told me you wanted me to cover. And then they put on Usyk, Carlos Takam. All right, Dano, you in the hot seat. Watch, I promise you, we are. I told you, I want them to lay on the tracks. Dano says you a hater. So what did I hate on that you disagree with? You have one opportunity to reply and let me know what I said that you disagree with, that you hate. So you think Eddie Hearns is doing a great job winning Americans over, because this is what we've been talking about. So explain how Eddie Hearns, or what you disagree with, or how Eddie Hearns is winning the hearts of Americans right now. So good luck, Dano. You have 15 seconds. Slip the Jab is already on you. See, he laughing because he knows what's coming next. He said, Dano, you done did it now. Bro, I'm glad. I said we a locomotion or locomotive. I'm glad. I want them to lay on the tracks, because that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be laying on the track. We coming. So good luck. You said I'm a hater. What I hate on? What you disagree with? 15 seconds. Help me count down, yo. We not wasting too much time. 14 seconds. Okay. LOL, I did it for fun, Ego. Block him. We gonna block you for fun. Ha ha ha. Hey, Slip the Jab, one of y'all. Block him for fun. Yeah, you in the crosshairs for fun. We not playing no games. No, the countdown's over. He already, he already said he did it for fun, so we gonna do it for fun. Ego Army, we want a piece. Pensacola, we talk tonight. Dano got clapped for fun. We not playing no games. These dudes be pure the cowards. Coward call me racist and biased and hater. And then as soon as they're challenged, as soon as you have to do it, they do what old media does and just, tuck their tail. Oh, I was just joking. Oh, well, joke's on you. We coming. We still clapping. I promise you. It don't matter. Joke on that. Ego Valley style. Just wasting time. Wasting everybody's time. Oh, you're not really a hater. I just said, no, you scared. That's it. My shooters was coming, so you was scared. And then they be the ones going on other channel. Ego blocked me, man. Can you believe it? I was killing him in a debate, and he just blocked me. All right, whatever. Anywho, I just feel like Eddie Hearns, like, you're rubbing people the wrong way in America. And not even just American as the consumer. Al Heyman, he get wind of all this stuff. I know he's a ghost. I know he don't do interviews, but he knows what's going on. He knows, has people come back and report him what's going on. Bob Arum taking shots at you. Eddie Hearns is helping DAZN fail right now. To be honest, there's a lot of holes in their, business model, in my opinion, but he's not making it any better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a ship, a boat got holes in it, and then you putting heavy items, which is creating more pressure, to make the hole bigger, which is going to allow more water into the vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not making it any better. Like, part of it's DAZN, like what they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it is an issue. But beyond that, it's like Eddie Hearn ain't making it better. And like I said, you could do damage control feature films, like an hour and a half, hour and 40-minute interviews, but it's mostly serving the UK demographic because you're speaking with UK. Do you notice that? These hour and a half, 2-hour interviews, they're never done with American media. It's not like, oh, the boxing voice. You're not giving them an hour and a half. Why not? Give Ness an hour and a half. 2 hours. Give me 2 hours and just answer questions in a nice, quaint, with a fireplace and we making s'mores and I get to ask you questions. I'm not hating. I'm just saying. Because, like I said, you can't skip leg day. Your leg, your most vulnerable thing, is the newest thing that you're trying to conquer, right? You already built up. This is your UK. You know what I'm saying? You already swole up here. You got to work on them legs. Your legs are America. This is the newest venture. This is your newest challenge. And like, listen, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna let y'all listen. I need some water anyway. This is him in the IFL interview. Like that's what I'm saying. And the other thing is that British humor. They like think like it's like these interviews. He thinks everything's a cute and joke. All right.
Again, another great fight. Then we go in with David Price against Cash Alley, which is like.
See, who is that? I didn't even hear that part. David Price versus, what did he say? Johnny Cash? I shot a man in Folsom County. Like, who? That's what I'm saying, bro. These fights, you can't, that UK matchmaking, that don't fly out here, bro. He said David Price versus Johnny Cash. Walk the line. I shot a man in Folsom County. Oh, who is that, bro? I know David Price, but he got stopped by Tony Thompson twice, bars. Who is that? He's like, oh, we got a great show. Is that a DAZN show?
Robbie Davis Jr. against.
He said Sammy Davis Jr. What did he say? Tommy Davidson?
Joe Hughes, British and European.
Joe Hughes? I don't know who that is. Bro, I'm just.
European. Like what they type. Again, a great fight. Then we go in with David Price against Cash Alley, which is like.
What did he say? Hey, bro. Who's Dave? Dave Price versus Missy Elliott. What did he say? I can't stand the rain against my window. Beep, beep. Who got the keys to my Jeep? This motherfucker said David Price versus Missy Elliott, bro. I hope that's not on DAZN. I can't stand the rain. Boom, boom. Against my window. Beep, beep. Who got the keys to my Jeep? Vroom. This man. Hey, bro. Ish never deaf. Ish never deaf. Is it working? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Ish never deaf. Ish never. He said David Price versus Missy Elliott, bro. He how. Hey, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. That man said David Price versus Missy. Hey.
That's the Facebook fight.
A Facebook fight?
7 o'clock, we go live on Sky Sports. We're going to go with Robbie Davis Jr. against Joe Hughes, British and European.
Hey, okay, bro.
Another great fight. Then we go in with David Price against Cash Alley, which is like someone is getting violently knocked out in that fight.
Here, let me, I don't know.
There is no way that's a little bit closer than it was. I think Fitz is trained so copper boxer. And this is what this is all about.
Oh, here it is.
Spending money on these ridiculous programs on DAZN that nobody cares about. Also made some comments to saying you're isolating Anthony Joshua on DAZN.
Yeah, that's a top ranked move. I mean, actually. And this is what this is all about.
I know.
What do you want to be? Other people.
Hold on. Oh my, hey, Black Bruce Wayne Jr. Hey, you gotta chill, dog, bro. Oh my gosh. He said David Price versus a Cash App fight. Hey, bro. That was so funny. I'm done. He said David Price versus Cash App. It really did sound like he said that. It really sounded like he said Cash App. The motherfucker fighting Venmo and shit. PayPal. Oh my gosh, my face hurts. He said, then we have David Price versus Cash App. Like, who the fuck is Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, something like that? Anyway, this is him responding to Bob Arum.
Really be effective. He's full of himself to really be effective. DAZN has him doing events in the US. Everybody knows, looking at it, knows it's a mash. he's spending money on these ridiculous programs on DAZN that nobody cares about. Also made some comments saying you're isolating Anthony Joshua on DAZN.
Yeah, well, that's a top-ranked move. I mean, actually, his new comments are Joshua should sign with top-ranked. And this is what this is all about, Bob. Position Hearn as Hearn. You know, what do you want to be with Hearn for? This is what other people have been doing as well. I say that as a really big compliment.
See, it's a game.
And, you know, I sent those quotes onto my dad just because, I think mainly because the UFC are driving some.
See, listen.
That article. And he goes, old man just trying to be relevant. Bless him, he's older than me.
See, like that, I'm telling you, new media. He says his dad responded, it's an old man trying to be relevant. So in the world of boxing, Bob Arum is not relevant. Bob Arum has young talent that Americans know. Teofimo looks raw. How is he trying to be relevant? Like, see, that doesn't even look like, I understand clout chasing, coattailing, and all that. But how is Bob Arum trying to be relevant? And he's been in the game longer than you and probably your dad. You know, he's been in the game for 50 years. I don't think he has to. It's not like he's like Arum's like Don King or something where he don't really have that many fighters anymore. Bob Arum still got the juice like that. You know what I'm saying? So how, like, he's like, it's an old man trying to be relevant. How? He got Crawford. Crawford's a bad boy, you know? He got Lomachenko. He got Shakur Stevenson and Mick Connellins and Teofimos and Gabriel Flores Jr. He got guys that could be here for a while. You know, how's he trying to stay relevant? He got Michaela Mayer, you know, she's hot and she can fight. And she got an Olympic background.
That is what he said. So then he said, reading between the lines, I think Arum is under huge pressure from ESPN. I think mainly because the UFC are driving so many numbers. And if you look at Bob's shows, I mean, last week they did Pulev against Dinu, a Romanian against a Bulgarian on US TV.
Okay. He said, bro, this sounds insane right now. Arum just says, and then last week, he did Pulev versus Dinu on US TV. You just did Gerald Miller versus Dinu and you marketed it to US. What are we talking? Pulev just fought the guy that Gerald Miller just fought that got him the Joshua fight. So what are we talking about? So because Pulev's from Bulgaria and Dinu's from Romania, it's supposed to be 10 times better because you put Gerald Miller, one American, with Dinu? See, that's what I'm saying. See, how is it that I hear it and instantly think of these things, but then when UK media, when they talk to Eddie Hearn, none of them have follow-up questions like that with him. But how do you say, oh, they did Pulev and Dinu on US TV? Well, you put Gerald Big Baby Miller in Dinu on US TV, on US streaming app, you know, in a fucking barn in Kansas. What are we talking about, bro? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. You know, he's trying to roast Top Rank that's a throwaway card for Top Rank. You know, that's just something they put on. It's not like all their shows are you know, they got Crawford Khan next month. That's just something, you know.
I mean, last week they did Pulev against Dinu, a Romanian against a Bulgarian on US TV. I don't think anyone watched. And then what about when they had Jennings against Rivas? And they've got some really...
See, that bro, this don't sound crazy. He said they did Bryant Jennings versus Rivas. Yeah, but Jennings got upset. So Rivas emerged as a player. You did Thomas Adamak, who was retired in a cruiserweight that moved up to heavyweight and got stopped by Eric Molina, who got stopped by... See, this is what I'm saying. You can't do this stuff to me because I know boxing. You know what I'm saying? Eric Molina got stopped by Chris Areola, then Wilder, then AJ, then Dominic Brazil, but Eric Molina beat Thomas Adamak before Gerald Miller. So how you gonna roast Top Rank for they did Bryant Jennings and Rivas? You did Gerald Miller versus Dinu and Gerald Miller versus Thomas Adamak. Do you get what I'm saying? So how it just it's like calling the kettle black. Like the pot, what's it saying? The pot calling the kettle black.
Weird shows, and then they spend all that money.
He said they're doing weird shows.
Last week they did Pulev against Dinu, a Romanian against a Bulgarian on US TV. I don't think anyone watched. And then what about when they have Jennings against Rivas? And they've got some really weird shows. And then they spend all that money on Fury Schwartz. So I'm guessing ESPN aren't particularly happy with him. This is my old man again.
Wow, it's really weird. It's really weird. He said Top Rank got weird shows, but that again, that's the pot calling the kettle black. So what you're really trying to roast Top Rank's ESPN shows as if the DAZN show and look it, bro. I'm telling y'all, new media, y'all didn't want this. You're roasting Top Rank shows, right? You're roasting they did Rivas and this and Pulev and Dinu. But you did Miller and Dinu in fucking Mulvane, Kansas, with the Wizard of Oz was filmed and shit, bro. You did Miller versus what's her name? Versus Adamak. You did Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme. And Delorme was happily driving Uber in Vegas. And you just pulled him out of nowhere and made that. You did Kell Brook versus Michael Zarafa, a stripper. You know, this is insane, bro. This is insane this is insane. Like you're gonna, and then if you really want new media to break it down, you did dumb shows. And now y'all raising the price to $19.99. ESPN Plus, Bob Arum, at least, you know, you could get UFC, which is bigger than Bellator, and you could get all the, you know, the back catalog and stuff, and Top Rank, and you're only having to pay 5 times less, $4.99 a month. So that's what I'm saying. Everything becomes more justifiable when price points are involved. You get what I'm saying? You're charging $19.99 for going forward if you want to do the month to month. Not everyone wants to commit for a year. So if I want DAZN month to month, then if you gave me Thomas Delorme Vargas going forward, that's what I'd be paying. Kell Brook Zarafa, that's what I'd be paying. And the only reason I'm using past fights is because I don't know. You know, Jaime Munguia, Dennis Hogan, that's what I'll be paying. $19.99 a month. So you keep saying that, oh, they have weird shows, but I mean, remember Jamie Foxx on that comedy special? He's like, J-Lo was mad. I remember before the J-Lo when you was, hey ho, on The Living Color, and he said J-Lo came up to him and she was like, I'm steamed with you, Jamie, and she was like, you said I couldn't sing, and Jamie was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you saying all this stuff about Arum's cards. They got weird cards. Well, you charging $20 for it. Not much better. If anything worse. What? That's what I'm saying. You gotta respect this American marketplace. That's not a good look, people. Like he was like, they did Pulev versus Dinu. Like, and see this is like I know people like Eddie Hearns. Like not him personally, but people like him, and like they exaggerate and make all these faces and stuff. Pulev versus Dinu, like, you know, super exaggerated, and that's what I'm saying. The UK likes that. They think that shit's cute and funny and haha, yeah, proper banter, Eddie, haha, chat shit get banged. But what I'm saying is like the UK, like let me check how many likes it has. This IFL interview, it has 3,000 likes. Cool. But guess what? A lot of that's coming from the UK. You don't have to win them over. You have to win the Americans over. I guarantee you, there's no, man. First of all, there's not really any big YouTube American channels that will have the same line of questioning for you as the UK channels. That's for one. I could think of several people that if they were given an hour and a half to ask you questions, they wouldn't be the same kind of questions. You know? And then, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're impressing people, like a demographic of people you've already won over. That's the thing. You're impressing people you already have. You need to be impressing Americans. You know, you got to make us happy. Like, maintain what you're doing in the UK and making them happy with the Ted Cheeseman fights and all that. That's cool. But this is your new baby. This is your new business venture. And that's what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn, I agree with Aaron saying. He all in the video. He's staying on camera. We'll see. You know, we'll see. And I told you, with new media around, like, people aren't just going to settle for the disrespect anymore. You got to start respecting our American champions. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Deontay Wilder, all of these guys. You know, Mikey Garcia, all of them. You know, respect them. You got to respect them the same way. Like, instead of, like, belittling them. You know, all this stuff to Wilder, asking people in New York who Wilder is to try to embarrass him. You know, saying Wilder, oh, he doesn't have $50 million to pay me. I got an email from some guy in Alabama. And then you wonder why DAZN can't sign him. See, this is DAZN's fault too. This is who you put in charge. You know, if you couldn't control him, or he was going to be passive aggressive and make fighters not want to fuck with him, or some that weren't with him, then you messing up the business then. But okay, what if my brand, I was sending people to the fights and then they were bothering women or me on some Me Too shit? I couldn't keep them. You know, they fucking Bill Cosby out here, and I would like to pick up the credentials for the women. I'm drunk right now. Like, I couldn't do that, bro. So I couldn't employ someone. I couldn't have someone working for me that was, you know, making my brand look crazy. You know, wasn't following the code of ethics. I couldn't do that. So, you know, Eddie Hearn's got to, I mean, he could do whatever he wants. But I'm just saying, DAZN has him. So when the reception is what it is, then you'll know what. You'll know what it is. You know? And like I said, it's funny because it's like, you know, it's like, you know what it reminds me of? I'm the king of analogies. I got an analogy for y'all. It's like misleading someone on purpose. Let's say there's someone that is a family member or girlfriend. It don't matter. Just someone you know. And they think they can sing. And they really can't sing. Right? And instead of like maybe telling them to take some singing classes or showing them like, I don't know, some secrets or something to help them sing, like, you gas them up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gas them up. Oh, that shit was good. And they really thinking they blowing. They harmonizing and falsettos and doing unnecessary runs. And it sounds horrible. But you gassing them up. You get me? They like, me. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. I decided long ago. And you gassing them up. And they sounding like that. And you gassing them up like, oh shit, sexual chocolate, everybody. Right? To make it easier. And then they go take their dumb ass on American Idol or The Voice. And P. Diddy like, you singing in front of fucking Diddy, he ain't got no chill. He from Harlem and shit. No. Take that. Like, you gassing them up. This is what the UK is doing, I promise you. Because you don't understand America. You don't understand the American market. So you're almost giving a false sense of confidence to him. Because he's doing these interviews, 3,000 likes. That's what's up. But the Americans ain't. You're not doing this, and Americans aren't the 3,000, and that's the market you're trying to enter. You get what I'm saying? So it's almost you're not getting, it's like fake votes or some shit. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, the UK can't save you. You doing Sky Sports over in the UK. You know, they got Sky Sports and BT, you know, but for Eddie Hearn's part, they got Sky. So the UK, they could gas you up, but they can't help you succeed in America unless they come out here, move out here, and then, you know, conform to the American society and the way of life, and then get DirecTV and then support, you know, or come out here, get a phone line set up, and then order DAZN and pay for the year. So to me, it's not a good look. You're better off just being humble, and you have competitors. Just do your thing, you know, help DAZN get to the next level. But you're trying to play this cat and mouse game, you know, taunt people and do these little parody videos in an hour and a half, and you're only making it worse. You're making fighters not want to sign, you know, fighters don't want you in the meeting, you know, and you're getting, like I said, a false sense of confidence from it, because you look in the comment section on UK media that you're giving this hour and a half interview to, and all the comments look like encouraging. Oh yeah, proper banter, Eddie. Check get bang, Eddie, haha, you know. So it looks good. So you think you're doing the right thing. But that's what I'm saying. That's the problem when someone gas you up. It's like an ugly chick, you know. A chick ugly, you know, and then you keep building her up, and, you know, she look like fucking Schmeagol. My precious. And you gassing this Schmeagol looking Lord of the Ring ass chick up. And then when she gets in the real world, and then she see that she look like Schmeagol, you know, Critters, Gremlin, and then she thinks she's all that. All right. Because if she coming out there arrogant and cocky, and, you know, she looking like Gizmo after midnight, after he ate something, a gremlin pulling out the garage and shit, then she's going to get a serious dose of reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a good look to me. You know, like I said, it's just like the ugly chicks. You look like Schmeagol, and then people gassing you up, and then you start getting like big-headed and too big for your britches and ahead of yourself, and then, like, you know, treating people like shit, like you know, my shit don't stink. The people gonna tell you about yourself. That's just what it is. So that's kind of what it is. Like Eddie Hearn, the UK, they probably like the shit he's doing. I don't know, but that don't matter, because that's not the market you're trying to conquer. You're trying to conquer America by doing these tactics, but these tactics don't work in America. You know, like you just, you know, we already got Donald Trump we dealing with, who make up shit and then change it, and then, you know, Hillary's a great woman, and she's very intelligent, you know. And the next interview, Trump was like, Hillary's fucking stupid. You just said she was intelligent in the last interview, bro. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, people don't have to take I'm just a guy, you know, just like Wilder's just a guy in Alabama. I'm just a guy with a YouTube. So I don't care. You know, even I'm a millionaire, I don't have to listen to this. That's fine. You know, Bob Arum saying it, he got money. I'm saying it, you know. You don't have to listen to it. You can do whatever you want. How can you hate someone who is bringing boxing to the U.S.? This ain't gonna be too long. Your name is Speedo Smith. You a old Greg Louganis looking motherfucker, bro. This motherfucker wearing a Speedo listening to my channel. You really want this work? Okay. How can you hate someone bringing boxing to the U.S.? So name the beautiful boxing instant classic that Eddie Hearns particularly brought through DAZN to America, since he brought so much. So let me know when you and your little Speedo get that together. Because Canelo Jacobs, let's be real, Jacobs is working with him, but Jacobs got selected. Canelo's the A side. It's a Golden Boy card. So Name the beautiful boxing. Like that Eddie Hearn, like Rocky Fielding and Jacobs, they got chose because Canelo's clearly the A side, you know? So they got chose by Canelo. He didn't have to. That's what he chose to do. So I can't give Eddie Hearn credit for that when I know it was a Canelo decision. If you think Canelo versus if Canelo didn't want the fight, even Jacobs himself said that. Jacobs said, I didn't think I'd get this fight. So we know it's a Canelo decision because even Jacobs himself said he didn't think he would get the fight. You have 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Shooters, strap up, strap season. So what boxing did Eddie bring to America through DAZN that was an instant classic? 3 seconds. No answer. 2 seconds. No answer. Wow, Tom Etheridge on your ass. You see how it's no answer? Bye-bye. Get rid of him. Cancel that. I'll buy another one. He said, damn, I'm just waking up someone getting smacked by new media. They always come. I told you that no one believes it anymore. That's this reality. If you're not talking real boxing, nobody believes it. So you and your little Speedo can go. He's like, how can you hate on someone bringing boxing to, you know, America? So Christopher Columbus, you know, he brought women. He brought, like, they had currency. But he also brought people that raped the Native Americans, pillaged villages, brought diseases. What are we talking about? So, they brought boats and large vessels and ships. Yeah, but they also brought rapists. And they also brought, you know, people who claimed credit. They also brought people in diseases. Motherfuckers had scurvy and shit. Shit that Native Americans didn't even have. And then they brought different things. So it's not just about bringing something. It's like, what are you bringing? So if you have a potluck and I bring something, but it's a pile of shit, then you gonna eat it? You gonna eat a pile of shit at your potluck? You know, it's not just about bringing something. It's what are you bringing? Y'all better stop playing with me. Wow, Kane the bad guy hit you with some bars. He says, speed your little ass out of here. Eagles Army be repping. Man, like I say, he said, I'm serious. I think Eddie has a cult. I mean, at the end of the day, it don't really matter because the cult the cult following he needs is America. See, and Eddie, he's actually in a good position because DAZN's the one blowing their money. They not in a good position if it doesn't work out. Eddie still he has Sky Sports to fall back. He can crawl back, you know, go back to the UK. DAZN gonna be the one out if it don't work. These are decisions. Decision. And guess what? They under contract too with Eddie Hearn. So even if they want to get rid of him, I don't think they can easily do it. I know stuff. I know a lot more than I reveal. They probably already thought of that. You know, like, oh man, what did Eddie bring to DAZN? You know, but he's under contract, yo. You know, so. And speaking of contract, is this. Bob Arum had criticisms for Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn responded by saying, they brought Dinu and Pulev, but DAZN has matches that are equivalent to that or worse for a bigger fee. Even at $9.99, it was still more than $4.99 that ESPN Plus was charging. Now it's going up to $19.99. Not a good sign. But beyond that, he says, he tried to throw this out there. He said in that interview, I think Bob Arum is under scrutiny and pressure with ESPN, right? He said because the UFC is driving big numbers. And he's not. So he's under pressure. And this is why he's saying that. I don't agree with that. Here's why. Since Top Rank came over. This is all factual information. If y'all want me to drop some facts in here, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? See, this is what I'm saying. This people got smoke screens. If y'all want me to drop factual information, can I get a hell yeah? I'm destroying. I told y'all should have just left me alone, let me do my content, and then we could have, you know, I would have been on. I wouldn't been destroying y'all, destroying old media. Now that's my mission. I don't care about anything else. Now y'all want to play with me? Okay. Now it's on. I'm destroying old media. All them little talking points that man fans have, I'm destroying it one by one, day by day. And we're going to see who outlasts who. That's it. You know, my man just did a $50 super chat. Let me know when you ever see old media get this type of support that we getting. I'm piece by piece, brick by brick. I will not stop. I'm with old media. Keep coming with them stupid videos. We're going to see who outlasts who, because this is a numbers game. This is a waiting game. All I have to do is continue doing what I've been doing, right? Continue being more right than more wrong, and let them continue being more wrong than more right. You can't outlast that. That's why there's no getting around the truth. It might not be popular today, but at some point, the truth is going to come out. What's done in the dark comes in the light. And I'll be right there, you know, eating a Slim Jim, laughing. Let me drop this fact. Eddie Hearn just said in this interview that first of all, Bob Arum criticized you. See, you got to understand mannerisms. A lot of times, because someone, instead of understanding the message and maybe seeing what you can do to build from it, most people want to retaliate. So Bob Arum criticized you, so now you're throwing jabs at him.
Also made some comments saying you're
Listen.
isolating Anthony Joshua on the zone.
Yeah, that's a top-ranked move. I mean, actually, his new comments are Joshua should sign with top rank. I mean, this is what this is all about, Bob. Position Hearn as Hearn. You know, what do you want to be with Hearn for? This is what other people have been doing as well. I say that as a really big compliment. And, you know, I sent those quotes onto my dad. And he said, I mean, last week they did that article. And he goes, old man just trying to be relevant. Bless him, he's older than me. That is what he said. So then he said, reading between the lines, I think Arum is under huge pressure from ESPN. I think mainly because the UFC are driving so many numbers. And if you look at Bob's shows, I mean, last week they did Pulev against Dinu.
Okay, so that's the part I want you guys to hear. He says Bob is just trying to stay relevant. Bob has been in this game for 50 years, 50 plus years probably, right? He's already proved his relevancy. He's already, like, whether you like him or not, he's proved that he's here for, you know, to stay. He's done. He put on Thriller in Manila, managed Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Pacquiao, like Floyd. He really Top Rank everyone got to start through Top Rank, whether they left and all that extra shit. Cotto was there, De La Hoya was there, Pacquiao was there, Mayweather was there. So everyone kind of got their start. Every big, those are all pay-per-view stars I named. They all got their start with Top Rank. So that was dumb because he's clearly relevant, right? And I'm not saying it's like I'm Bob Arum's, you know, like he's never a saint. I'm just telling you that's a fact. Historically, he's been involved in the careers, and it's not going to go anywhere. He's involved in Terrence Crawford's career right now, Lomachenko's career. Teofimo looks like he's going to have a bright future, and they're all starting with him. Julio Cesar Chavez was with him, Jr. So he's already relevant. That's easy to combat. Other thing is, he says, I think Bob's under serious pressure from the ESPN, right? Because the UFC is driving sales and he's not, because they're putting on weird shows. That's basically what he said, right? I don't agree with that. Here's why. Top Rank has a deal with ESPN and it was supposed to be for, a couple years, 3 years, for whatever, 7 years, I don't know what it was. It was a couple years. Then they extended that. This Top Rank deal, unless it's longer than this, but it's good from now to 2025. Look it up. This is off the top of my dome, bro. The Top Rank ESPN deal, as it sits, it might be a little bit longer, but I know it's at least until 2025. It's 2019. You do the math. So if ESPN was upset and they had a shorter contract, why would they extend it all the way out to 2025 if they had no faith in Bob Arum's company? Make that make sense. Who does it? If ESPN was like worried that Arum wasn't going to be mutually beneficial or drive numbers, why would they make a contract so fucking long? Even the PBC contract, I think it's for Showtime and Fox, I think it's like 3 or 4 years. And the Bob Arum contract started sooner than PBC on Fox. So that doesn't even make sense. You're saying ESPN is not, basically ESPN's not happy with Bob Arum and Top Rank. But if that was the case, they wouldn't have took a shorter deal and made it longer till at least 2025, and it's only 2019. So we know that can't be the case. The other thing is this. Why would they be mad at him? Yes, Pulev, Dinu, that wasn't a big fight. But Top Rank, since they came over, have put on shows that have given ESPN their best numbers out of all their boxing shows. Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Hearn, I believe, is the number one. This is all off the top of my head, people. Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Hearn, that was on ESPN in Australia, and it did record-breaking numbers for ESPN Boxing. ESPN Boxing used to have weak-ass fights, to be real. Friday night fights. ESPN also had good traction on fights with Lomachenko. I think it was Lomachenko and Jorge Linares, Terrence Crawford and Dongo, and Terrence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez, I believe, is just behind like the Pacquiao fight. The Lomachenko might have beat it, but basically Pacquiao Hearn, Lomachenko Linares, I believe it was, and then Terrence Crawford and Benavidez are probably like the 2 of the top 3 fights that ESPN has had ever on boxing, as far as boxing programming. So does what Eddie Hearn said, this is off the top of my head, but does that sound good? I mean, does it sound like ESPN's mad at him? UFC is a different sport. It's going to bring whatever numbers they have and whatever following. So I don't think they're different sports. I don't think they're expecting the exact same traction with 2 different sports. They just want him to produce numbers. Some shows obviously are going to be better. And then, not to mention, look at all them reports on boxing websites and stuff. When Jose Ramirez fights, Gilberto Ramirez, Zurdo Ramirez, and Jesse Hart, a lot of those shit did good numbers, considering not being huge fights. So I don't think that. I don't agree with what he's suggesting. I don't think they're mad at Arum at all. This is the most life, and including Al Heyman. Al Heyman was on ESPN, and Al Heyman, he was just starting with the PBC, because I think he was the first one out of all of them to have an ESPN contract, but they didn't renew with Al Heyman, right? That's why he's not over there anymore. And he was putting on shows like, his best one was probably, I think, Leo Santa Cruz Abner Matas was on ESPN. I think that the first one. But they also had like Keith Thurman versus Collazo was on ESPN. I think Danny Garcia and Paulie Malignaggi. This is off the top of my dome, just from remembering, because I covered these events and, shit like that. So Bob Arum has put it this way. Golden Boy was on there too. They had fights like Glenn Tapia and Gabe Rosado, shit like that. Top Rank has given, as far as boxing, Top Rank in the last couple of years has given ESPN their highest ranked fights, period. You know, Keith Thurman, Collazo didn't do the numbers, Pacquiao, Hearn did, etc. So why would ESPN be mad at Bob Arum when out of Golden Boy, PBC, and Top Rank shows have been more consistent and given them the highest numbers that they have, period. You know, name a PBC, ESPN show, name a couple, and then name a Golden Boy, a couple of fights that trump Pacquiao, Hearn, Jose Benavidez, Terrence Crawford, and Jorge Linares versus Lomachenko. So name 3 PBC, ESPN fights that did that. Not regular PBC like on other networks. I'm talking about just on ESPN. So bottom line, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Bottom line is ESPN Top Rank is giving them their highest rated boxing programming out of all the promoters that have recently been on ESPN for boxing. So I don't see why they would be mad. Look it up if you don't believe me. Name a Golden Boy ESPN fight, because Golden Boy they were putting on Keandre Gibson and stuff, fights that people didn't watch, because I watched some of them because I'm a boxing fan, but they weren't putting nothing to fuck with Pacquiao, Hearn, you know, and Pacquiao Matisse on ESPN Plus. They didn't put no fights on like that, you know, and they're about to do a pay-per-view with Crawford Khan. Like, come on, man. You do it. You do the math. Pacquiao versus Matisse was distributed through ESPN Plus. Crawford Khan is distributed through ESPN pay-per-view. What DAZN shows have Eddie given that's bigger than them fights? Pacquiao Hearn, Pacquiao Matisse, Crawford Benavidez, and Crawford Khan. What DAZN that you think has drawn more on the audience? That has already happened. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't play with fire, because when the facts come out, it's not what you expected. So he could say ESPN's mad at Arum, but I don't think that. Like I said, I don't see why they would extend their contract to 2025 if they were mad at Arum. Pacquiao Hearn does big ratings on ESPN. Pacquiao Hearn peaked at 4.4 million viewers on the cable giant ESPN across ESPN Deportes. 4.4 million viewers. And that was their highest one out of boxing. ESPN alone, the show averaged 2.812 averaged. Why would they be mad at Arum? See? Like I said, everything's different till the facts come out. Pacquiao Hearn did 4.4 across the ESPN, avenues. 4.4 million. That was a Top Rank fight. Pacquiao was with Top Rank at that time. That was his last fight with Top Rank. But it's still under the Top Rank umbrella in conjunction with ESPN. So why would they be mad at Bob? That was just, when was that? When was Pacquiao Hearn? $2017. Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.